Hey, welcome to another edition of Making Sense Digital Dove and Zach Moneyback Greenberg. We still need to come up with a name for you, but whatever. All right, so we talked about signing up for Robinhood, which I did, and wasn't super complicated. We're kind of gonna just talk over a quick movie of what it looks
Has your
like.
life changed since then?
My life has changed since then, yes, dramatically. I now
Wow.
basically play with my Robinhood app as if it's a video game, which is, I think, the point of it, unfortunately. But let's quickly talk over what it was like to sign up for Robinhood. All right, so the way I got to Robinhood was Zach sent me a link. Actually, let me pause that. Zach sent me a link. If you know someone who has Robinhood, they can send you a link, and both of you get a free stock. All right, so Zach sent me a link. Now, when I clicked on the link, it said, "Hey, your free stock, but first your email." So you put in your email address. Okay, now use the one you want to use for Robinhood. And then you create a Robinhood password. Remember what that is. Then they ask you all this real stuff
I would
like,
advise to probably write it down if you think you might not remember it.
right, yes, which I didn't and actually had to change it the first time. And also, when you're setting your Robinhood password, be careful. I noticed for the first time, it actually capitalized things that never happened to me before. So just be careful. It doesn't work like other websites work or other apps work in terms of putting in your information. All right, they asked me what's your legal name. Now again, this is all SEC related stuff, so you really got to be careful with what you're putting in because you're going to get tax forms for this. This is like the real deal. This is not just, you're not signing up to play Fortnite. This is the real deal. Okay, you got your legal name. All right, then they ask you for your phone number. Now, what happened after this is you put in your phone number, and then they text you a code to make sure it's actually you because they want to be able to communicate with your device. That is pretty much the most important way that most people use Robinhood. They send you the code. You put in the code. All right, wait, let's do that. You put in the code. You enter it here in the box. Next, set your PIN code. This is the most important thing with Robinhood. I've learned this the hard way. Robinhood, the minute you do anything, asks you to put in your code again. So you could get a WhatsApp message and go to that screen and come back to Robinhood, even if you were like right in the middle of using it. It asks you to put in your code for security reasons, I guess, because we're dealing with the possibilities of some significant financial transactions. That's a great thing. But make your code something easy to remember, first of
I
all. But just
I, I
go ahead.
I think now whenever I sign up, they ask me for a fingerprint instead of the code.
Really? Okay. So you must have, do you have that enabled on your iPhone?
It's on Samsung, but I
On
think
your
they're
phone, right? So I don't have that fingerprint stuff enabled, but it does ask you every single time you do anything. If you come out of the app, it's going to ask you for your PIN code. So make it something easy, or have your thumbprint ready. Well, obviously, and bear that in mind. Okay, it comes up very often. All right, next they start asking you like questions. You're almost there. We're going to sign you up. Okay. Now, here came some of the interesting stuff. They want to know your citizenship. Again, you're going to get tax forms. They want to know your social security number. Now, all this is supposedly legit in terms of its security. They're not posting stuff on the internet. Then they start asking you some very specific questions. Now, Zach and I kind of extrapolated from this that based on what you answer here, there are some filters that they will put into the Robinhood, or not necessarily filters, but certain parts of the app that you will either have access to or not have access to, depending on your level of expertise. I guess they don't want somebody like me who has never done anything like this before being able to trade, $100,000 in options without having any clue what the heck I'm doing, basically. All right, so they start asking you some experience questions, and I actually love this next question they have. They ask you, well, not this one, but coming up in a minute. They ask you if you're employed. They ask you to put in your employee name, and there's actually a pretty extensive list of different fields that you can select. Now, I love this one. Are you a family member, a senior executive, 10% shareholder? Oh, let me go back to that. Sorry, in a firm. And I love this where they write, if you don't know what this means, it likely doesn't apply to you. Because people who are senior executives or 10% shareholders in publicly traded companies usually know that they are and know what this stuff means. You and I have no idea what the heck this means, so probably doesn't apply to you. All right, moving on. Then they start asking you to drill down a little bit. Do you work for another brokerage? Again, if you don't know what it means, it doesn't apply to you. They start all the legal mumbo jumbo about W-9s. Again, there's financial ramifications here. You're going to get tax forms. And then this was the part that really freaked me out. Okay, so Robinhood uses something called Plaid. Now, Played is, are we saying that right? Played, is that how you say it?
So,
Played? I don't know.
played.
All right. Played is an app that is going to connect your Robinhood to your bank account. Now, that freaked the heck out of me. And I actually, at this point, kind of stopped and started researching why would I input my information into this app that goes directly to my bank account. Now, this is the way this company, this Played company, this is what they do, basically. They are the link between apps like Robinhood and financial institutions, and they handle the middle ground of it. Robinhood doesn't have your login information, so you don't have to worry about that. It all goes through this Played app, but it was a little, I guess, freaky to think that I'm putting in my login information not into my bank's login app, but to this random Played thing. Then what happened was,
I just want to also, it's not just, I actually signed up for a different stock app yesterday called Public. Like I saw a bonus that you get like $100 if you sign up. So this is like, why not? So I deposited $5 into it. And they also made me use Played to like my bank account. So it's
yeah,
not just
from the research that I did, it seems to be Played is the go-to middleman for getting financial information into accounts without actually putting it in. All right, moving on. So then what happened was you put in your actual, like, your bank's login information for if you were logging into your bank on your phone, not your Robinhood information. That's what you're putting in here. They ask you to select which bank it is, and then your bank sends you a message. This is what happened. You get this application submitted. Your bank then sends you a message. They ask you how you want to do it. Now, this is pulling this information, which I obviously blacked out, so I don't need you having my information. They are pulling this information from your bank account. They are pulling your contact information. They ask you to verify your device. You verify the device, and then how would you like to fund your Robinhood account? Now, what you can't see here is actually it lists all your actual bank accounts. And you get to select which bank account you want to connect to Robinhood. I blanked those out because, again, I don't need everybody having.
Right, like I have like my own debit card account, and I have my joint account with
Correct.
my spouse.
Correct. So that's not the one you want funding your Robinhood account, the debit card account, whatever it is. So you get to select which account it is, and then here they make it again like a video game. Very easy. How much money do you want to put in? I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing that they make it so easy. You just tap a button.
They actually give you $2,500 instant deposit, but if anything over $2,500, I think it takes a few business days to go through.
Right. Now, when I clicked on $500 when I did this, and basically it was instantly available. You'll see what happened next. I hit $500, and this is the most important screen you're going to have in Robinhood. Buying power right there. The buying power is the most important screen you're going to have. That money was instantly available, and we literally, in the video where we used Robinhood, we literally did this instantly. We went and purchased stocks right away. Now, it was actually a pretty easy process. Again, the whole Played thing really threw me as, I never did this before. I never heard of Played, and why would I be putting my bank information into some random app? But it actually is the way that this works. Now, interestingly enough, today, all of a sudden, Robinhood started asking me other questions about like income and experience. And if you lost all your money, what would you be willing to, would it be that big of a problem? Are you trading for fun? Are you trading for work? What funds are you using? It was very interesting that all of a sudden it started asking me that. I don't know if that was because I had made a few trades and tried to initiate another one, but was that very interesting. They obviously are really trying to keep track of and help their users to not make a mistake or overstep their bounds, and also somewhat protect themselves, I guess, from future litigation or something like that.
They've definitely been facing lawsuits because people, like, I think I said this story, like some kid lost hundreds of thousands of dollars and he ended up like killing himself from it. Obviously obviously there's more stories of hopefully people becoming millionaires than killing themselves from Robinhood, but
yeah, I hope.
But it's definitely something that they've had to do. Forget even Robinhood. I think the whole stock market as a whole is kind of having to figure out like why is it that sports casinos online they have all these regulations and it's only like certain states allow it, but the stock market, which is also could be played like gambling, is open to anyone. Even high schoolers are pretty easy to like just get an account.
I mean, it's pretty clear. Robinhood, the app itself, it looks and feels like you're playing a game. it looks and feels like almost like you're playing a slot machine, and that's what they were going for, and it obviously worked for them. And for the end user, it's like, hey, I'm having fun, but this is real money we're playing with. This is not just like, credits or something. This is real, actual money you're playing with. So you got to be careful, and that's why they.
That said, that the game does make it a lot more fun, and I think could actually be helpful if you use it right.
Right. All right. So this is our Robinhood signing up bonus edition. Hope you enjoyed it. Digital Dove, Zach, I'm going back to Greenberg. We'll see you at the next one.